Good crafternoon, everybody. I'm Heavenly Hedgehog. It's time to start working on stuff. My cats just made this room smell so bad. Because they're cats and they have the timing of cats. Anyway, I hope that you guys are having a wonderful afternoon. It's Friday, always very exciting. Once again, this lighting is not ideal. What you gonna do? Get more lights is what you're gonna do. So, you guys, we're not working on the Paco hoodie anymore. It's just about done. I'm still attaching the horns, but not 2 hours worth of work. So that's why we're gonna go back to the cake first. Let me grab what we were working on last time. Okay. So last time we were working on all of this. Now sadly, I am pretty much going to now be scrapping all of this. Shanks, hush. This is the cat room. You can't bark at them here. Off. Hey. Be good. Oh, Shanks. He is very upset that he cannot get in here. But this is the cat room. No dogs allowed in the cat room. So yeah, this is what we were working on last time. And I like the direction it was going, but you can see there's a lot of that visible stitching right there. I'm not entirely convinced that I like that. Shanks, what did I say? Good boy. I don't know. I was going to restart it completely. Maybe I'll just keep going with what I was doing here. Maybe. So I don't think it's so bad. Although I may redo some of the stitching so that I can tighten it from both ends. Oh no, over here it was bad. That's right. Over here it was not so good. I'm thinking we may change what I was doing. We may just go back to this. No, maybe. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, let's see where this goes. Let's see, because I was thinking that maybe I wouldn't even do the side stitching, that I would glue it all together instead. But I should really do what I'm doing and see how it looks with the side stitching. Also, I don't know if I have a zipper. And I don't want to start a new one if I don't have a zipper. Let's see. What I'm going to do is move that and move the camera over there. Give me 1 second. There that goes. There. Oop. I nearly missed the chair. Oh, that's better. Now I can look more naturally. I'm not looking way over here. Improvements! We're working on it. Eventually I will get a better setup here in the crafting room. Eventually. Not quite yet, apparently. So I hope that everyone has had a great week and is looking forward to an even better weekend. I know it's a holiday weekend, so I imagine a lot of people are going to be spending time with family. Let's see here. For some reason, I have 2 different pattern chunks. And I'm not entirely sure why. Like 2 separate patterns with the same purse, but 2 of them. I don't remember making 2 of them, but apparently I did. Thread. Guys, which brown did I use? Which brown? This brown? This brown. I found it. I found it. Let me check the audio. I'm not sure. Oh. Come on. Let's see. Is it working? I can't tell. All right, audio's going. Yes. Oh, a duct tape here. Key part of any cosplay project. Duct tape. Let's see, what was I doing? Somehow, I have lost all of my little needles. I only have long needles. I want little needles. Okay, so that seems to have worked right there. Sort of. Kind of. So yeah, the big issue I was having right now is these corners are creating a lot of bulk. Why is it suddenly smaller? Skype, what are you doing? Oh, what did I do? What did I do? I don't know, Skype's being stupid. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's making stuff smaller than it should be. So in order to fix this corners issue, I was cutting down the bulk a little bit. I remember this. And I'm very hesitantly doing it. Because I just can't have that much bulk in the corners. It's going to ruin the way everything sits together. But I also can't just cut it because I don't want to cut my seams. I don't want to lose those seams because I'm afraid that if I do cut them and I start tugging on things, it's all just going to unravel. So just getting rid of what bulk I can. Go. So I'm going to be playing some Gigantic tonight. If anybody wants to join me, let me know. You can message me here on Twitter or in my Discord. We can team up and try to dominate. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'll be better. And if I can pull from both ends, Then hopefully things will tighten up the way I want them to. Just like lacing a corset, you want to pull from the middle, not from the ends. I've started really thinking about packs now. I think that we're going to be making 3 costumes each. One of my costumes will be fairly easy because I'm just fixing up a few things for Aisling. I am going to be pretty much taking apart the coat and then putting it back together again. Because I don't want to have to recut all the gray stuff and the fur, but I do want to redo the buttons. Because last time we just, the resin buttons, and then we spray painted them and put them on. And about half the buttons, especially the ones in the front, got all scraped up. All the paint came off. So I'm going to be taking off all those bits that have buttons on them. So the cuffs, the horizontal pieces, and the shoulders. And I'm going to take off the red bits because we super glued the buttons on. I can't just remove them. And I'm going to remake the buttons, and we're going to resin coat them this time after we paint them. That way the paint's not going to come off. Does it make me so sad that the paint came off? Oh, Astrid, you're so stinky. So stinky. And then I want to redo the scarf. And I need to fix up the wig. And I kind of want to remake the sword. We may get the blade recast, I don't know, reformed, because the vacuform place still has our buck. So about $80 and we can get, 8 more casts of it. 8 more pulls, I guess it is, I think is the term. And I want to resculpt the handle so that it's actually fully symmetrical and thick enough that we don't have to put plywood in between the 2 halves to make it work, because the blade ended up a lot thicker than we intended last time. Because we'd never done vacuforming before, so we didn't know what we were looking for. And plus now I have airbrush paint and I can make it so pretty. And I really want to. So hopefully that will happen. Worst case for the sword is I recast the handle and we just make maybe a foam blade instead. It would still look cool. It could still look cool, but maybe it won't light up. I don't know. It's going to depend a lot on Sky because he's the one who will be putting the blade together. Or rather, cutting down the pieces, the vacuform pieces, so that we can glue them together and then everything. Because he did it last time, and why change things if he already knows how to do it, right? And if he doesn't want to deal with the vacuform pieces again, because it was kind of a pain in the ass, cutting off the lip bit and trying to get everything even, it was a lot of work. A lot of very loud work. And so if he doesn't want to do it again, then we'll simplify the blade and I'll just redo the handle. It would be a lot lighter with foam though. Less cool, but a lot lighter. So pros and cons to everything, but I do really want to remake that sword. I think we could do it better. Especially with the lighting. We could have enough time, we have enough time now basically that we could put in a switch instead of pulling out the battery, taking it off in order to turn off the lights. We did not hide that battery very well last time. Okay, there. And then we have Sky's Absolute Zero armor, which is, I would say, maybe 70% done. We do need to redo the arm pieces and get all the bits together and figure out the strapping, but we have the majority of it built and mostly painted. And that's the costume that he was going to be wearing to PAX South because we were going to be with the Greater Than Games booth that they had to pull out at the last minute because they just couldn't find the time with fulfilling Kickstarter orders and launching new games. But we still have that costume, so we're going to finish it up. And then I will also be making my Daughter of the Ironwood costume, which I'm really excited about. I feel like in general the construction won't be too hard because it's a lot of kind of simple forms for the clothing. The wig is going to be tricky because wigs are tricky and we kind of want to put lighting in the flowers. So that could take a little bit. I would say probably the part I'm most intimidated by for the daughter costume is going to be the weathering because I've never done weathering before. I've always just avoided it by not having enough time to do it. If that makes sense. This could work. This could work. I'm really looking forward to that costume. I really am. I think I've settled on dogwood flowers. Largely because you can get them at any store that sells flowers. And they have kind of like thin branches that the flowers are on, which are going to be really key for weaving them through the wig. And the flowers are pretty. Dogwoods have really pretty flowers. So when Sky is wearing his Absolute Zero cosplay, I will likely be wearing my Daughter of the Ironwood. And then, so we're thinking of making a Margrave costume for him. Just because the Khador outfit was so uncomfortable for him last time. Specifically because he had a shield and a sword, and he could not put either one down. And he couldn't rest the sword against his shoulder, and it was so heavy. So it was really inconvenient to wear because he had limited mobility in his arms just because he had to carry stuff. So we're thinking Margrave. I'm not sure it'll be more comfortable, but it'll be different. And at least Margrave doesn't have a really, really big sword to carry around. And I want to make that gauntlet. Let's be honest, I want to make that Margrave gauntlet. So cool. So we'll see. We may end up doing something entirely different for his second costume. I don't know yet. And then our last one, we want armor. I want to do full armor where you can't see any inch of skin, just like with the Infinity Blade costumes we did. So we may end up doing a different set of Infinity Blade armor. We may do the Primordial Armor set from Guild Wars 2. He would be Hunchback, although, by the way, hi Pierce, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good Crafternoon. The thing is, though, that he wouldn't have to necessarily hunch. We could just build that hunch into the armor. So that, because Margrave is huge. He is absolutely enormous. But yeah, my idea for the Margrave, though, would build that hunch into the armor so that he's not having to walk over like this, but it looks like he is. He may still need to lean over a bit for pictures just to emphasize it, but I want him to be able to stand upright. And again, I haven't gotten into the planning of it yet. I've sort of glanced at Margrave and thought, yeah, we could probably do that. But I haven't gone into hardcore planning on it. That is when we figure out exactly how it's going to work. But yes, that is definitely one of the concerns that we need to consider. Because Margrave is kind of beastly. He doesn't walk like a man, you know? He's vaguely bipedal. He looks like he was human once, but not anymore. Ooh, a little bit more over here. And then we're gonna do some more sewing. Astrid, what you doing over there? What you doing? Astrid is always very excited when I'm working in here. Because she doesn't go out much. She doesn't like the dogs. She hasn't quite figured out that if she doesn't run, the dogs don't know what to do. So they don't chase her and they don't bother her because they just don't know what to do about her. But if she runs, they know what to do. And she always runs. Oh, poor Astrid. Yeah, another option for armor would be to do something original, which I'm a little bit hesitant to do. I know that last year I was kind of playing around with the idea of doing armor based on Princess Peach, kind of turning her into a fantasy fencer, sort of. But I couldn't quite figure out the details in a way that made me happy. So probably not doing that. I was gonna make Sky a Samurai Mario armor. I thought it was a good idea. But yeah, so far, I think we're leaning towards Infinity Blade again, or Guild Wars 2, that Primordial set. Because both of them offer full coverage and detailed armor that doesn't look weird. I will admit some Guild Wars 2 armor is a little bit on the dumb side. But I like that Primordial set. I think the Primordial set's really cool. Yeah, this is just going to be all bulky in here. So it looks like what I'll need to do on the patterns is cut down these corners. Basically cut off these corners before I start stitching so that I'm not worrying about cutting the stitches and having everything just come out. I think that's what I'm going to have to do because otherwise I get all this kind of buildup right in here with all the bulk where the seams are and I just can't cut any more out. So making a mental note of that. One way to improve the cake purse. Okay. Now for the super fun part. Let me angle this a bit. There we go. So here, it's just about April, and we have until the end of August to make 4 full costumes from scratch and then fix or finish 2 other costumes. So you may be seeing a lot more crafty streams from me just to keep me working. They may end up at odd hours. We'll see. Yeah, pretty excited about it all. Typically, we only bring 1 new costume to a convention, and then maybe we'll bring 1 old one. Typically the portal costume, because it packed easy. There wasn't really anything too bulky about it aside from the portal gun. So this is going to be the first year that we're going to attempt to bring big costumes. Multiple big costumes. Why did I tie a knot in that? I'm not tying a knot in this. That's not what I'm doing right now. You can tell I've been doing way too much hand sewing of late because that was automatic and I didn't think about it. Cats, what you doing? I don't know what they're doing. They're cats. They're just being cats. So that's going to be fun figuring out how to get everything up because it's going to be a lot of boxes. We usually ship our armor, so we may need to make sure that we are done like 2 weeks before time so that we get the cheapest shipping possible. Last year we kind of missed our shipping window. We didn't realize that the 2 different times on the same day were 2 different prices. So we went to the later time, the later shipping time, and it was so much more expensive. But we found that shipping our armor, because your hotel will take it, hotels, or at least the Grand Hyatt, which we're hoping to get again this year, they'll hold stuff for up to 3 months. So I like shipping our armor. It works. We don't have to worry about trying to pack everything into suitcases. We're not driving up to Seattle from California. I'm sure there are people who do. We're not going to be those people. I am not a journey kind of person. All about the destination. Oh yeah. That's sort of the game plan at this point. And of course, all provided that everything is kind of counting on getting 2 packs. Hi, Jet Set. How are you doing? You having a good Crafternoon? Working on the cake purse again. And of course, I keep putting it in my lap so you can't see anything. Ugh, really bad about that. There we go. There we go. Ugh. Ooh, the camera. What did I just drop? What was that? No, seriously, what did I just drop? One of the handles on my desk came off. Whoops. Oh. Uh-oh. Well, I'll try to get back into that drawer later. These ones are inset, so now I can't get it out. I am not a road trip person. As I've gotten older, I've gotten more prone to getting car sick. Oh, I can never do anything on a road trip. All right, let's see here. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh. All right. This goes up this way. I have already gotten everything hopelessly tangled. This is a great start. Do you like road trips, Jet Set? I know a lot of people who love road trips. I've just never been one of them. Oh, come on. Come on. Let's lock you in there. There we go. All right. Now to start weaving this through. I just don't understand. Don't understand. I prefer to be somewhere than to get somewhere. If that makes any sense. Is there a particular place you like to go road tripping? No, come on. Come on. This is being a pain in the butt. Puppies, you need to stop growling at the cats. I know that you want to come in here. I know you do. But the cats need a room too. They are so mad right now. You love getting lost? You are definitely a journey person. I always get so stressed out if I think I'm lost. Alright. Best place to go is wherever. I know some people who went basically motorcycle trekking up through Alaska. You find the best things that you get lost. What's the best thing you've found when you've been lost? I want to know what's the best thing that you have found. No. Yes. I thought I unthreaded the needle again. I did not. The needle is still threaded. Well, when you figure it out, let me know, okay? I am genuinely curious. Go. Oh, what just happened here? I missed like 3 stitches. Whoops. Basically, I got started one of the first times I went to Anime Expo. Not the first time. The first time I went with some college friends. And we just, 3 days before the convention, were like, hey, we should dress up. And so we had one person between us who could sew. And we just went to the store, found some costume patterns that we could make work, and spent 3 sleepless days working on it. So you wanted to have a Black Widow. I know that Joann's has a new cosplay line through Yaya Han, and I did see that they have bodysuit, catsuit patterns now. So I would recommend checking that out. They also have corset patterns through Yaya Han as well, because they've sort of had corset patterns before. Mostly it was more old style, kind of medieval corset. But they now have that full pinched in the waist corset if you wanted to also add a little bit more shape to you underneath the bodysuit or over the bodysuit. Make that work too. So I would recommend checking that out, seeing if that'll work for you. Assuming you know how to sew. I know that you don't want to buy off the rack. And sewing is not as hard as it can be, but you do want to make sure that you're using the right needles, the right sewing machine feet, and the right stitches for the different kinds of fabric that you'll be using. I know for a cat suit, you're gonna wanna use stretchy fabrics. So make sure that you get the right kind of fabric, and there will be guidelines on the pattern to tell you what you're looking for. Also make sure you get the right size pattern. Patterns typically come in 2 packs because one is for sizes like 0 to 10 and the other one is 10 and up. So make sure you get the right size for you. There will be guidelines for measurements to tell you which pattern size you need. Follow the directions on the pattern to make sure you're getting the right type of fabric and the right amount of fabric. And there's tons of tutorials online for how to sew stretchy material, how to sew a cat suit. So that way, you know, you can go off of their advice and do some research before you really start sewing. You could also get cheap stretchy fabric first, make a practice suit, see what works, see what you need to improve, and then get started on your real material. Yeah, I would say, and then you're going to want a wig. I know that Amazon does have costume wigs. So if you're kind of on a budget or you need something fast, you can check them out. Recently, I've gotten into Arta wigs. They have some really great quality wigs, really thick hair, um, really great wig caps, and they have a bunch of tutorials for how to style wigs. One of my favorites was there's these kind of like stretchy headband things that are all zigzaggy in a circle. Get one of those, sew it to the inside of the wig, and it keeps it up. It keeps the wig from sliding back along your head, because before I did this, no matter how many pins I put in, no matter how I twisted my hair, the wig would always slide back. And then last year I had the heaviest wig I've ever had, and it did not slip. So check out Arta Wigs tutorials for what to do for styling a wig and how to improve on it so that it sits better. And yeah, try that pattern, because getting into patterning your own stuff can be a bit intimidating. So just the fact that there is a bodysuit pattern, and it looked like it had some very flattering lines, I would look into that. I know that my local Joann's had it. You have any more questions, Pierce? I'm more than happy to answer. I'm really excited that you're looking to get into cosplay. Also, if you're not sure about what you should, like what feet and what needles you should be using for a material, check out your sewing machine manual. That will likely tell you exactly what you need to know. Especially for the newer machines, those manuals are huge. You're welcome, Pierce. Yeah, I know my sewing machine, it came with a manual that has in the back just huge guidelines of this material, this thread, this needle, this stitch. It's like, just take the thinking out of it. But yeah, I would say my first 2 cosplays were both rush jobs, like 3 days before the convention. Hey, let's dress up. All right. At least the second time I knew how to sew. So that was an improvement. But yeah, very last minute. And now I take months to work on a costume. Although, of course, most of it gets done in the last 2 weeks anyway. And I'm really excited about the new cosplay materials at Joann's. Because typically, like, they have a range of materials that you can find something that will work, but I know that now they have thicker spandex specifically for bodysuits. Because that thin stuff, it's not going to hide anything. Let's go through there. Ah! I unthreaded my needle. There we go. And you know what? I'm willing to bet that you can find a tutorial for exactly how to sew that pattern. Because Joanne's and Yaya Han are really getting into like, yeah, we're getting more cosplay specific. I feel like you could probably find a video tutorial for how to sew that exact pattern. Spontaneity. All right, Jet Set. Well, I'm glad that you at least have fun on road trips. You can have fun for me, all right? Hi, Gamma. How are you doing? You having a good crafternoon? Looking forward to the weekend? I know I'm looking forward to the weekend. I still have to work, but I am looking forward to it. Yeah, I can see that, Jet Set. People make places. And as long as you have good people, then where you are is even better. Just like how good people make for good food. Eating in good company makes everything taste better. So it stands to reason that being in good company makes going places, even better. Oh, you've got class on Saturday? That sucks. I bet your spring break's probably starting soon, right, Gamma? I know Blue Battlehawk was on spring break this week. Let's see. Puppies, be good, no barking. Ah. Gold. Oh, it was last week? I'm sorry. Oh, I hope you had a good spring break. I'm sure this would go much faster if I wasn't talking. I'm trying to make sure that you guys can see something going on. But oh well. Oh good. I'm glad you had a good spring break. That's important. That is important. You have to enjoy your time off. There. So one way that I'm going to be making this purse easier in the future, right, there we go, is I am not going to be doing these detail seams right there and right there. I'm just going to be gluing those down next time. That way I can construct it faster. I'm not always worrying about screwing up that seam and then having to start a whole chunk of the purse over again. That's good family to have, Gamma. That is good family to have. Ah, the beach. It's been a while since I've gone to the beach. Not for the express purpose of just taking the dogs to the beach, just going to the beach to go to the beach. Been a while. I do live close to the beach, and I'm just like, yeah, it's there. I hope you didn't get too sunburnt. There we go. Oh, come on. There. All right. The lace is always getting in the way of this part. That lace. Because I'm doing my best not to catch the lace. Hi, kitty. How are you doing? Having a good crafternoon? Oh, good. I'm glad you're feeling better. Oh, that sounded like a particularly bad cold you had. Absolutely no fun. No fun at all being sick like that. So I am glad that you are all back to 100% health. Let's go in here. My little brother is getting married next weekend, so I'm desperately hoping that I don't catch anything that's been going around at work. There have been so many sickies. And not just like, oh, I've got a little cold, more like, I have such a bad fever and yet I'm still here because I have no sick time. Ooh, so you went to a nice beach. I'm glad you didn't get burned. Getting sunburns is no fun. Ooh. It used to be that I didn't burn. I used to not burn, but not anymore. Starting in college, I stopped going out in the sun and now I can't handle it. Of course, I do have it fairly lucky. At least whenever I burn, I do tan afterwards. I've got plenty of friends who, oh no, Five Nights at Freddy's. Ooh, so creepy, kitty. Oh. Well, I wish you the best of luck with your cosplay. I may not look at pictures of that one. I'm sorry, I can't handle animatronics, and the idea of animatronics that murder people, I can't do that. I can't do that. Are you still working on your, was your cat girl cosplay? Are you going to do 2 costumes? Ugh, Five Nights at Freddy's is one game I will never play. Never, ever. It's just too creepy. I keep unthreading my needles. This is really annoying. There we go. Okay. Double cosplay. Good for you, kitty. Good for you. I have to go through here again. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. Nearly done. I am now to here, I just have to get to there. Ugh. I'm curious to know what Foxy looks like, but too scared to look it up. I know, I'm a chicken. I admit it. I am a wuss. So are you going for like a full-on character suit, Foxy, or are you gonna kind of do a human version? Go. There we go. Getting to the end, I'm speeding up. I feel like I've learned a lot from making this version of the purse. I've got a couple ideas for how to make it faster next time. Like I said, not doing those detail seams, just gluing those down in the back. Cutting the corners off of my pattern pieces before I start stitching so that I don't have to worry about how to get all those little folds in there and cut down the bulk. And also, I'm going to be moving the zipper next time. I'm not going to have it in the middle. I'm just going to have it going along the whole bottom edge of that dark piece. So that way I'm messing with fewer bits. I am also, oh, I lost the needle again. Next time I'm going to go down both sides, both this piece and this piece with just the same color thread. I don't think that there is much of a reason for me to have gone down light thread, dark thread, light thread on this piece when it's just getting met up with the dark thread over here anyway. I'm still going to have to alternate up here just because that's the way it comes together. But I think that I've come up with some ways to make this a little bit easier. All right, you get your charger, kitty. So what? A ghost like Foxy is the child's soul? Oh, I don't even know. I don't even want to know. I can't do Five Nights at Freddy's. I just can't. So tonight at 5:30, I'm going to be playing more Gigantic. If anybody wants to join me, let me know. And also on Sunday, I know it's Easter, but I think that I might still do a stream. If I don't do it Sunday, then I might have a stream Saturday instead. Tomorrow instead, because today's Friday. But I haven't decided 100% yet what's going to happen. But I will let you know on Twitter as soon as I do figure it out. This is the first Saturday in a while where I'm not going anywhere in the evening, so I may also just lump out on the couch and be a potato. But we'll see, we'll see. I do really enjoy streaming, so I might add in a new one, an extra one. All right, well, good luck, Pierce. Let me know if you ever have any more questions about cosplay. I'm more than happy to answer. And thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. All right, you're back, kitty. Kitty. This is not working. All right, there we go. So you're going to be doing Ghostly Child Spirit Foxy. I'm assuming then that the killer animatronics are possessed by the ghosts of dead children, which is extra creepy. Ugh. There we go. Puppy, stop growling at the cats. Alright. So it looks like in the future, if I do go this route, I may want to go for a black lining so that nothing shows through on those edges. I'm going to do my best to make sure to pull them as tight as possible so that nothing does show through. But future reference, another note to make, black lining. Yeah. You know, I really do think this could work. Look at that. I think that looks pretty good. I don't think that's too shabby. Let's pull this thread. Trying to pull things tight without breaking anything. Well, it is tricky. Yeah. Look, it's becoming cake. It is cake shaped. Yeah. Actually pretty cute. All right. I think the trick will be making sure everything lines up properly. The purple guy killed the 5 children and the marionette gives life. Marionette gift gives life. My way to keep the children's spirits was to give them a revenge life in the animatronic life. Ah! So creepy! So creepy. Purple guy. I don't know who the purple guy is. Purple guy sounds like a jerk, though. Ugh. What the hell? It startled me. Alright. Go. Goes there. I'm so sad. I need a new show to watch. I finished Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries season 3. There were only 8 episodes. I haven't looked it up yet, but I'm concerned that there will be no more Miss Fisher. Foxy is the one that stays out of order because of the accident. Well, that sounds like it will be a cool cosplay. I'm sure tons of people are going to love it. I know Five Nights at Freddy's is pretty popular. But I reserve the right to be creeped out. Alright, let's tighten this. Ah! Shit! Snap the thread. One thing I was trying to do. Trying not to do, rather. Yeah, it's the right one. Alright, so I have one I have to re-sew now because... ugh. Not the end of the world. Annoying, but not the end of the world. Alright, I need my hair out of the way. Can't deal with it right now. By the way, I really need to clean my bins out more often. I've got an alligator clip in here, and it's like, yep, that's in my sewing bin. Okay. Three cosplays. Very ambitious, kitty. But I believe in you. Also, I completely encourage cosplaying with your friend. It's so much fun cosplaying with at least one other person. Especially if you're from the same thing. I know Timber from Gigantic Cosplay is going to be joining a group of Fire Emblem cosplayers. I was considering asking if I could join in, but I could not figure out which character I would want to cosplay. I couldn't do it, especially since Timber already claimed the main character. It's like, but she was the only one with armor, and I like armor. So, I don't know. But yeah, cosplaying with friends is fun. If you have time, you should do it. Is this the right one? Probably the right one. But I didn't him. Oh, Shanks. Nice, Devin. They're just watching me. They're watching me from the baby gate. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping in, Kitty. I wish you the best of luck with all your cosplays, and I look forward to hearing how you're doing with them. I hope that you have a wonderful Crafternoon and a great weekend. By the way, I think it's super cute you're calling me Heavenly Chan. So cute. So cute. I love it. Not tying a knot. Did you see me trying to tie a knot right there? I tried to tie a knot. No knot is necessary right now.